Kamala Harris for U.S. President. Boo for Donald Trump. Who agrees? Uh, well, here I go again with another controversial opinion of mine. And hopefully this one won't be as controversial as my Despicable Me 4 opinion. Yeah, I know I've gotten a lot of hate for my thoughts on Despicable Me 4, but I just hope for this one people will just leave me alone. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another review. Sorry, this is not a review. This is a rant on The Apprentice. So The Apprentice is a biopic of the one and only Donald Trump. Why? And it came out just last month in theaters. Although it hasn't released yet in some countries, I literally got the chair for this film in my showing of Anora. And it's directed by Ali Abbasi. And it stars Sebastian Stan, Jeremy Strong, Maria Bakalova, Martin Donovan, Catherine McNally, Charlie Carrick, Patch Darragh, Stuart Hugh, etc. Oh boy. And it tells the story of a young Donald Trump, eager to make his name as a hungry scion of a wealthy family in 70s New York, comes under the spell of Roy Cohn, the cutthroat attorney who would help create the Donald Trump we know today. Roy Cohn sees in Trump as the perfect protege, someone with raw ambition, a hunger for success, and a willingness to do whatever it takes to win. Yeah, as you can tell, I did read that plot synopsis up because why the fuck would I explain myself? I don't give a shit. It's basically, in my own words, it's basically about Donald Trump, doing Donald Trump, with his business. He is under the influence of Roy Cohn, and yeah. So I think you guys know why I'm ranting on this, because tomorrow is the U.S. Presidential election, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, before I talk more about that, I just want to say, I do apologize that I haven't been active making videos lately. I haven't made a video ever since last week. But I did make an out of theater reaction, but I was actually on vacation in that same day, and the last time I did a review on was for Blade. And I was actually planning on doing more Halloween reviews. I was planning to review, what's that movie? Five Nights at Freddy's and Edward Scissorhands. But I did not have time to do them. And I did not have time to do them. And and for Five Nights at Freddy's, I already did a review on that film. So I mean, what's the point? But yeah, I'll just say, my rating of Five Nights at Freddy's is now 1 out of 5. At this point, I don't give a shit. So yeah, anyways, so back to what I was saying, and now, of course, it's back to normal reviews now. Tomorrow, I am talking about The Apprentice on my channel because tomorrow is the U.S. presidential elections. And yeah, it's been getting a lot of controversy. It's been getting a lot of controversy, especially since both presidents are equally as controversial. Yeah, I mean, do I need to say how controversial Donald Trump is? And Kamala Harris does have her controversies as well. But yeah, if you're wondering who I am voting for president, definitely Kamala Harris. Because for two reasons, well, technically three reasons alone. One, because she hasn't. One, because we need a new president and not someone to fucking re-elect. Two, she's a female, and I don't think we've ever had a female president before. And three, three, fuck Trump. Yeah, seriously, fuck this cunt in the ass. And sorry if I said I know that's way too strong of a word, way too far, but I don't care. Trump is one of, if not the worst U.S. Presidents ever, and I stand by that. So that's why we need Kamala Harris to be president. Please don't make the same mistake as my country, the Philippines, where a female president was supposed to be elected as the president, and me and my family were rooting for her. But then it just went to a male president who was as shitty as Trump, and he's basically the son of a dictator. Yeah, like son of a historical dictator. Yeah, what does that tell you? And I know I know you're asking me. Wait a minute, Frozen. Why are you talking about politics on your channel? I mean, we don't talk about politics. Like, well, personally, I don't give a shit. I'm actually good at politics. I actually like politics. I know people say that being obsessed with politics is a bad thing because once you spread misinformation, shit will go down. Well, I'll just say that. But it's fine to discuss politics as long as it's harmless. I mean, Anima talks about politics a lot. And by the way, no, for you, Mr. Minion or Mr. Puffer or whatever the fuck you want to call you, I am not. Just because I like politics does not mean I'm copying Animat on it. Yeah, and yes, I will write it a user. I am planning to. I am not going to hold back for that. I just need to find the right time and right motivation to do so. So yeah, so considering the fact that I hate Donald Trump with every fiber of my beings, yeah, of course I would not buy into the idea of a Donald Trump biopic. Like, seriously, out of all the U.S. presidents to make a biopic out of, why Donald Trump? I mean, why not make a Kamala Harris a biopic or a Barack Obama like biopic, like diverse presidents? Why fucking Trump? I mean, is there even an interesting story to tell about Trump's backstory or stuff? And going to this film, I was never looking forward to this film at all. In fact, this was one of my least anticipated movies of fall 2024 and my least anticipated movie of October 2024. And yeah, if you. Yeah, I did not trust the positive reviews from these Donald Trump supporters one bit. I knew that this movie was going to suck, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe this movie could surprise me. But I went into this film, expecting that this film was going to be just pro-Trump. This movie was going to be supporting Trump and yada yada, and they're gonna paint Trump as a good man and have a huge bias for him. And this was gonna be just election bait, BS and all that stuff. But then then I decided to watch the movie on digital, because why the fuck would I pay my money to see Donald Trump on screen? And and man, how the fuck does this movie get positive? How the fuck does this have positive reviews? Okay, well, at least it's not rave reviews, and people don't consider this as one of the best movies of the year. But it's just ridiculous that this is one of the Oscar bait movies of the year, and people, just because a movie is Oscar bait, does not mean it's automatically good. But after seeing the film for myself, I gotta say, well, I don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to hate it. But it still fucking sucks ass. It still stinks. Not only is this the most overrated movie of 2024, but one of the most overrated movies that I have ever seen. Yeah, how the fuck do people like this crap? And people say Joker fully adduced the worst movie of October 2024. Well, have you seen this bullshit? Well, is this the worst? Is this the worst movie of October 2024, you may ask? Well, I'll have to think about it, but maybe, like, who the fuck asked for a biopic about Donald Trump? Let's be real here. Now, I will say that, at the very least, the movie did not, paint Trump as a good and misunderstood man. I thought that this was going to be a film to manipulate people to like Trump and vote for him as president, but Thank God the movie did not do that. But just because the movie did not do that, doesn't mean it's automatically good. Yeah, it just gets extra points for that. Literally, the only redeeming qualities I can think of, besides the fact that at least the movie was able to acknowledge that Trump is a bad person, and I don't give a shit about what anyone else says. Yeah. My other like redeeming quality would be the performances from Jeremy Strong and Maria Bakalova. Yeah, Jeremy Strong definitely deserves all the praise he gets. He really had a blast with his performance as Roy Cohen, and yeah, even though I don't hate Roy Cohen as much as Trump, I don't think he's as much of a bad person as Trump. At least, yeah, Roy Cohen was a very enjoyable character, especially in the court scene. Which I will say, yes, that court scene is one of the better scenes of the film, if not the best scene in the film. And yeah, Jeremy Strong is Oscar worthy. I won't root for him to get nominated, but if Roy Cohen gets nominated for best supporting actor, then good for him. I won't be mad. And Maria Bakalova, people say that she's the weak link of the film. Why? Is it because she's a woman? Well, I don't care what anyone else says. I think Maria Bakalova is the true highlight of the film. And this is certainly one of her better roles. And yeah, she definitely steals every scene she's in. But other than those positives, everything else I cannot say the same about. Yeah, the biggest issue with this film was that this is the definition of style over substance. Yet the style isn't even good. Yeah, people, listen. Now, just because the movie looked like it was made in the 70s does not mean it's automatically good. It's automatically a good style. Like, this does not feel like a movie at all. Like you know what this feels like? You know what this actually feels like? This feels like a TV show made in the 70s, crammed into a 2-hour film. Yeah, and then there's The Apprentice. And I know, I mean, I love it when movies try to go old school and try to feel like old school, but not all of them works. And The Apprentice is certainly a perfect example of a film that tries to replicate old movies but fails big time in it. Big time at it. If you want to see a movie that takes place in the 70s and has the looks and feel of the 1970s films and actually done right, watch The Holdovers. Now that is how you do it, not this right here. Yeah, the problem with this style, besides the fact that it feels like a TV show more than a film, is that it tries way too hard to copy the style of Succession, but it doesn't even have a style nor an identity of its own. And oh boy, the shaky cam, the fucking shaky cam. I'm sorry, but I thought that shaky cams were only for action movies. This is a movie with people making conversations. Why is there a shaky cam like it with just a dialogue? That does not make sense whatsoever. And yeah, Sebastian Stan's performance as Donald Trump is honestly fucking awful and so dry. I do not understand why people praise this performance. And people say that Donald Trump is Sebastian Stan's worst. No, people say People say Donald Trump is Sebastian Stan's best performance. Have you seen him as Bucky Barnes in the MCU? I'm sorry, but honestly, if you think Donald Trump is his best performance, then you need to rewatch the MCU movies, particularly Winter Soldier, Civil War, and also the upcoming Thunderbolts, like the movies where he's like a main character, like a major character. Yeah. The problem with Sebastian Stan's performance in this one is that he was just playing himself rather than even trying to impersonate Trump. He did not try whatsoever. Plus, even his looks, he barely looked like Trump. He looked more like a rebooted Luke Skywalker than Trump. And the story. Oh man, this is such a boring story. I don't give a shit about it. It was so clear that this movie had nothing to say about Donald Trump's life, like nothing to tell and nothing to make a biopic out of. And yeah, it's so uninteresting. And yeah, I watched the Watch Mojo video about like what was true in this film and what was not, and the amount of false shit in this film is unbelievable, especially the scene where Trump got the plastic surgery, and honestly that plastic surgery scene, like, oh god, it felt so out of place to the context of this film. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against seeing your bodies ripped apart and like bodies open on screen. Heck, I love the substance. Heck, I love the substance. That might just be my favorite horror film of the year on reflection. And yes, I watched Substance recently, and at first I didn't call it the best horror film of the year, but on reflection, yeah, it is the best horror film of the year. But yeah, at least if I can handle movies like that, then I mean it's not a problem seeing Trump's body open. But it was just so out of context, and yeah, scenes just happened with no rhyme or reasons. It was so lazily written, and there was a little to no character development. Oh, and also don't get me started on the clunky, cheesy, and unprofessional dialogue. Ugh. So overall, The Apprentice might have good supporting performances and not a bad direction to take the character of Trump, the characterization, but it suffers from style over substance, where the style isn't even good due to how ugly looking it is, and the fact that there's no identity of its own. Yeah, how about make biopics about good presidents next time? Yeah, nobody wants this. But not only biopics about good presidents, but biopics about presidents that's actually worthy to tell an interesting story out of, not this shit. Yeah, if you want to see a good movie about a U.S. president, watch Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. Lincoln. Sorry for pronouncing the name wrong, but yeah, now that's a great movie right there. Not one of Spielberg's finest masterpieces, but it's still a great film. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give The Apprentice a 1.5 stars out of 5. Yeah, don't go see this film. Don't listen to these brainwashed Trump fanboys. I'm giving this rave reviews. Yeah. So for my rant on The Apprentice, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this movie is overrated as hell? Or do you think that this is actually a good movie? And I got a question for you all. Who are you rooting for to be the next U.S. president in tomorrow's elections? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and Jumanji The Next Level, leading up to Red 1. Yes, I am seeing Red 1 this week. So yeah, bye guys.